seen horror. Horrors that you've seen. But you have no right to judge me. Because it's judgment that defeats us. It's impossible through words to describe what is necessary to those who do not know what horror means. Horror. Horror has a face, and you must make a friend of horror. Horror and moral terror are your friends. If they are not, then they are enemies to be feared. They are truly enemies.
This is the way the fucking world ends. Look at this fucking shit we're in.
Let me show you something.
Here we go, 13 times for your minds, you horrible dogs. We are the new kind, the hands of time turning cogs. We are in the position to fuck around with this cognition and amalgamate Western sciences with Eastern tradition. I'll be more resourceful and I'll be respectful of my creator, but I'll never be a hippie, mate, a preacher. Catch you later. I don't write protest music, but I might whinge about the sitch, but I don't bitch about shit that is not meant to be fixed. We don't care what you believe in, as long as you believe in us. If you have a belief in yourself, then you have a God in which we trust. Believe in the dollar and fail, but deny it at your own peril. We be the keepers of the grail without any sign of Percival. We're the protectors of sacred and obstacles of untrue. There's no bad seeds, just weeds and parasites in this new garden of existence. Bear witness and with me on this, cause turf and flora is all that's left without any parasites on earth. We are the germ that outlived dinosaurs, plaguing the yids. We are a bacteria's offspring's children's kids. Something like the swine flu's just a global antibiotic, cause Mother Nature's like any other woman, mate, downright psychotic. She sets herself on fire and splits open at the seams to rid herself of this disease as she silently screams. We be the new breed and we feed off the life that she provides to keep going around in circles, dividing into sides, groups, cliques, tribes that become nations with agendas. There's no more we here, it's back to you, me and the pretenders. Civilization, yeah right, most humans are a waste of speech, cause the only cunts learn and you don't even need to teach. All one can do is preach that acquire and desire shiny things to keep one interested in this monotonous age of crazy happenings. Global warming, fuck the economy's too late, I'm desensitised to a lot of it, but I got the vaccination here, step up and get a shot of it. I want you to try to consider what is possible. I don't think you got your head around that yet. Let them lips be flipped. If you grip at the last ego ripped, you need to sit for a minute. Let those old concepts be stripped from your memory. If you remember me, I laid down in the cemetery, and now I'm done with any type of witty commentary. While you go and speed your beats up, real cunts turn the heat up on these greased up puppets, acting like they can raise the beast up. Give me the liquor, give your seats up, young pup, don't be a dumb fuck. There's plenty enough of you. I work too hard for your dumb luck. Bruce taught me to intercept the fist, but you wouldn't get the gist if I told you the best start is none. You think ignorance is bliss. Well, I am not the serpent, but I am the serpent, understand? Cause here and now I start to sing a tune different from my band. Let that never underhand, West Coast keep us for infinity. I won the constellations, apply the law of one divinity. Connect beyond all the polarity, let the pen and paper guide me. Penamoe's return, but he was always inside me. The one that cast a death spell, I fell with the brethren of wisdom. The more I cast personality, the more I seem to recall the mission. No apologies, won't say please for the people who still believe. Dull dingo, he had to leave, say no more and don't grieve. Plenty things change, some select shit just never will. I still chill near the mill with the will for a thrill. Age can't tie me down, I will never be responsible for as long as words form of my illest thoughts. Without skill, just this remarkable sheer as fuck talent, if you will. Right soundscape for end times and for all times until I have got to teach, and everything you learn shall point you straight to the fact that time is eternal. So what time is it? 3 AM, anything nothing's possible, so what is stopping you? You win some, you lose some, but fate is always dropping you. Take it from the ancients and move. It's something you have to do to place integrity of the alliance in balance. To be crew, most never knew. And you can't teach consideration, you just set the example and hope they're tuned to your station. And if you read it well, then everywhere you turn shall point you straight to the fact that time is eternal. Got to teach, and everywhere you turn, well.
You think they're all idiots, don't you?
What, you mean the rest of the universe? Basically, yes, I do.
And I said, I'm sorry, you will have to talk a little louder. The voice said to me, I want you to tell the people the truth. Not an easy thing to do because the people don't want to know the truth. And I said, you're kidding. What the hell should I know about the truth? But the voice said to me, don't worry about the truth. I will put the words in your mouth.
I keep on writing like a demon, just trying to earn his wings back. Give me a crack at this Rubik's Cube of twisted facts. Symbolism, contradictions, theocratic positions, the wordplay in the literature, the magic in the pictures, the deception in this collection of a species here on Earth. Call us humans, call us monkeys, snakes, call us what we're worth. We're generally deluded creatures deriving pride from the contrived. The truth is scarier to most. A lie is more often justified. We hide ourselves from true potential, a type of sacrifice to get along with the other peasants so that we all play nice. I ain't here to dish advice, I'm just sharing my observation, for I've become more perceptive than most of the collective. I can certainly see the prison walls, realise escape's an option. I can see the grand wizards, and I don't want their concoction of poison to pacify this pineal, powered by the prana. Nothing scares them more than laughter in the face of drama, but not the foolish type amusement or underestimation. Just a chuckle to demonstrate you see through that situation. The bullshit peddled through the media, courts, banks, government, religion, education, health, and fuses together to prevent any type of awakening to who you truly are. No jokes, most of the facts are lies, with the exclusion of maths, which is limitless, characteristic of the truth in my opinion. The clock is fictitious, but we're still under its dominion. Sounds far-fetched, do I sound like a terrorist yet? Or just a good old-fashioned heretic who can never be led in to challenge one's mind space? Let me open it up a little, we'll go far out, then in deep, and then we'll meet back in the middle. Cause you won't get all the answers in a single lifespan, but you won't get a single one without asking questions, man. They're bound to call you a terrorist, mate. They're terrified of questions, and while I have free speech, I will make such suggestions.
We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad.
Hopes of feeble human quality that I ran out of long ago. I see this world become dehumanised. Is that a bad thing though? Were we human to begin with? What makes us separate to the beast? Why other species look for nourishment, ours looks to feast. So we be more like machine, we take orders, retain data, limited the programming and becoming increasingly user-friendly. If you feel sick like I do, then it's felt by those beside you, like the WGK crew do. Almost 6 billion, and who else is down to say fuck complying, fuck complaining. No need for violence, but shit, go ahead and get angry. All these smiling and nodding's reminiscent of Nazi Germany. And fuck that shit, it's not cricket, I'll stand up against tyranny. So who of you is with me and who wants to lick the boot? I've drawn a line between me and the man in the dark suit. Cause if you're looking for truth in this world, it's found in diversity, not in church, internet, TV or university. All that shit's merely a dumbed down version of the truth. No one ever's gonna tell you that shit in the midst of your youth. So you're subject to what you learnt, so you're living a lie. And all that it's ever told you is you're just waiting to die, and some almighty being's watching you, judging all your deeds. Less and less people believe this, hence closed circuit TV. I've learnt that the God they justify their murderous ways in, he seems to always be broke and needs to know what you're doing. I've learnt that people don't want freedom for the responsibility it brings. That's why they don't want to know the cause when they see these crazy things. They just give these things titles, move on and avoid thought. But we can see where evil comes from. Ain't a time that we fought. Hey, we may never defeat it, but we can surely restrict it. The people that break it are the ones that say that they can fix us. So get the shit untwisted, travel off this unbeaten track, or trade my pitchfork for a harp and try to earn my wings back.
I said, what is this, the burning bush? For God's sake, I'm not Moses. And the voice said to me, and I'm not God. What has that got to do with it? And the voice said to me, we're not talking about eternal truth or absolute truth or ultimate truth. We're talking about impermanent, transient human truth. I don't expect you people to be capable of truth, but God damn it, at least you're capable of self-preservation. And then I said, okay.
Right. out to all the jippos pretending to be Sicilians, hiding out in their tents. Allow a man to disavow common perceptions of reality and direct the thoughts of common men now to new realms of clarity. We're taking issues with all the misuse of people's goodwill. I've been that guy before, I possibly am still. The confusion created by illusion calls for attachment, so I'm bonded to this pen, raining on the page like a cat. Become good friends with the Springer and the tall brown bottles. But these days I've become unacquainted with the Freuds and Aristotles, Platos and Confucius, which may be useless if I don't use it. But wisdom is not knowledge, and one should not confuse it. Abuse it, you lose it. Let the brain process information, and always allow the heart to have its say in the situation. My nuts will get their word in despite reproductive anxiety. Well, another day Penamoe said to take on all society. I ain't too sure that's a great idea, one choice I ain't willing to make. I ain't too keen on having to think for another being's sake. And thus I say to those listening who agree with points that I make and make, these are just shared ideas that most think and yet few say. I didn't invent a thing here, it's all plucked from out of the collective. I'm just the vehicle that it's choosing, though strange and defective. I doubt the forces are selective, and life is ultimately predestined. But I can't count on what's a theory, so life's continually questioned. And the whole life's a testing, an individual conquest that can't ever be taken seriously unless we put the fake to rest. Won't allow ego to have its way for forever and a day. I can't live my life in the manner that the authorities say we should be living. I'm driven to defy the whole damn system, but I get worn out like most and become unable to resist them, trying to arrest these thoughts without police or the courts. Circuitry of machinery shorts as one returns to the source. We're all taught the force is received in terms of what you offer, but ain't got a Smith pages that dionysus to make a record proper.
There's some people smart enough to understand science and the Big Bang and all that stuff, and therefore have enough insight and knowledge to be an atheist. But let's face it, you're not one of them. Let's not play any games here. If I came over to your house right now and asked you to explain exactly why the Big Bang Theory is more rational than Genesis, you wouldn't be able to even stutter out a semblance of an answer. So where do you get off sniggering at Christians like they're stupid and you have some amazing insight? Face it, you're too stupid to be an atheist.
Look, I'm not the one to tell you what matters in your daily existence. This isn't a Muppet advisory board, this is La Resistance. Viva Revolution, vamos, make it happen, comrades. We all want to see some anarchy before heading off to Hades. For you religious nuts that are hanging out to slay some demons, how about the Queen of England, the Rothschilds, Glenn Stevens, Murdochs, Disney's, McDonald's, or other corporate conglomerates enslaving your children to consumerism without you even noticing? I'm nuts from all that brainwashing or rejecting it without knowing it. I want the seeds of dissent to blossom instead of continually growing it. You know, it's really all love. I've just got a funny way of showing it. I want my record to work well, because all else is going shit. Yeah, I really can't complain. Not about personal matters, though. I never meant to congest flow is shit that you did not want to know. But understand that this is not for the purpose of entertainment. It's self-expression regarding matters that are debatably relevant. I've got no agenda to push other than expanding mental capacity. On the psychic battlefield, one requires resilience and tenacity. My love of my fellow man may have been born of hatred of the elite. There's no use of abusing sheep, it's only the symptom that I treat. For my fellow man's disease with mental poison so pervasive, most believe that they're immune to the suggestion so persuasive. Can't believe that it's all hidden, it can insult intelligence. So to avoid your head imploding, you'll deny the sign's relevance. Yeah, let me feel some energy, cause all the shit is depleted. But I'll be the voice in the system even after it's deleted. So rock that beat for me, martyrdom before stardom. Shout outs to George Spate, Karl Marx and Bin Laden, Einstein and Nobel, the best in weapons and Smith and Wesson. Newton and Da Vinci were not human, Pythagoras have his own confession. A whole extravagant other lesson, which I ain't about to teach. I'm here to connect with this here reality while it's still within reach.
I believe it is. Decided to be your friend again.
Just as I'm...
What me worry, I be going nowhere in a hurry. I don't care about your beef, I just want some curry. I'm hungry and sober, both should be rectified. Your thoughts don't concern me, please just step aside.
Cause thoughts are very few, even less for the likes of you. People who want to save the world and expect me to. Who said I give a shit and who would say that I should? It's futile to fight evolution, who's got that one understood?
You can't fight the future, you can't kill time. You've not had enough water in your glass to fill mine. So just save yourself, fight or fly. It's survival of the fittest, the weak just die.
I just feel lucky to be alive and enjoy what I can. I feel privileged even that my soul can be who I am. Do I spare a thought for the lesser, the weaker men? Well, who the fuck said that I'm any stronger than them? What the fuck's strength anyway? Power, money, social status, mind, body and soul? I'm not sure which if any matters.
One can struggle and strive to just end up a splatter. To be or not to be, I'll take the latter.
There's enough fighting the good fight against war and poverty. It's a rough job and someone's got to do it, just not me. I think differently. Unfortunately Unfortunately, you may never understand this vision. The sanctuary and ignorance will crash down with this
The
rhythm.
world's a harsh and lonely place. The truth that hurts, I don't wanna face it. The grist and grass, they work. It's unlikely for me to pass on getting plastered, cause I can't deal with these arseholes, tasks and disaster.
Bastards, fake wenches, fake cunts, you can't be doing me. I don't know, I don't wanna know, but I already said it. I will say this, X is spot on about grass and grist. I strive for ignorance because I'm told that it's bliss.
I just wanna forget what I know of this world. I wish I never knew some girls or saw some things unfurl. I was clicked on too early, now I'm just over it. You'll all kill each other eventually, get it over with. I'm cold and bored, the audience wants more. We all wanna see blood, here, have a sword.
I don't want to deny the people good cause to applaud, but I'm not sure the price of these words is one they can afford.
Everyone's got their cups, but they ain't chipped in. Others join the marching band just to fit in, without knowing any different. Like, yay, woo, peace, fuck peace. I want my piece of the cake or it's beef.
You gotta nuke something, something's gotta lose for me to win, death for me to live. Despite belief, something does not have to give. There's gotta be a morning after all the suffering and pain. Many call that judgment day, earth whilst we shall pure grain.
That sounds dope, I mean that's horrible is what I should say. But I don't care what you think of me, believe what you may. I'm a sick, twisted, sadistic and cynical individual. My patience for this cyclical existence is minimal.
But you will and you'll like it and have to deal with it. All the bullshit I won't stand for it, fuck it, I won't sit. I'll lie down and sleep on it while the networks keep on it. Love and tragedy for all the cash that they can reap from it. There'll be a profit as long as humans have some type of fights. So if the revolution's televised, pray 7 don't get the rights.
Yeah, it's not alright, it's fucked up and you know it. So just say goodnight and go out with explosives.
Oi, so you're old bloke, a cop a visit from Asia. Hey, we're not terrorists, we're just idiots and sadists, yo. Wish I could care though about my health and my future, but I'm never gonna give a fuck about whether or not I suit ya.
Maybe I should be booted. Am I unpatriotic, un-Australian? Fuck it, I'm an illegal alien despite that I was born here. I don't want citizenship, I don't want to be an earthling. I need to build a spaceship.
What, give away your place in the human race for good? There's only one other way to achieve such, so I'm understood. There could be intelligent life in space, mate. There's boat raw on Earth. We destroy the beauty of it and rape it for what it's worth.
The thought of it makes you want to blurt out obscenity, so I won't think about it. I'll just consume my remedy and let it be. I mightn't stick around to see the end of ample already. So to my few true friends, if I don't get the chance, goodbye and good luck. Let none say I tried cause I didn't give a fuck.
I let none say I lie cause I'm not intelligent enough, and just document these ramblings of some things and stuff.
I mustn't run away. I mustn't run away!
What the fuck is strength anyway? Power, money, social status, my body and soul. I'm not sure which if any matters.
One can struggle and strive to just end up a splatter. To be or not to be, I'll take the latter. I'm cold and bored, the audience wants more. We all wanna see blood, here have a sword.
I ain't one to deny the people good cause to applaud, but I'm not sure the price of these words is one they can afford. There'll be a profit as long as humans have some type of fights. So if the revolution's televised, pray 7 don't get the right.
Yeah, it's not alright, it's fucked up and you know it. So just say goodnight and go out with explosives. If I don't get the chance, goodbye and good luck. Let none say I tried cause I didn't give a fuck.
I let none say I lie cause I'm not intelligent enough, and just document these ramblings and things and stuff.
Whatever can those people be doing down there? Like a lot of ants. A surprising number of human beings are without purpose. Though it is probable that they are performing some function unknown to themselves.
Welcome to the end game. We're glad that you came along to this insane dimension without your name, race, gender, religion, or any other division, or what you dress in to impress the people who could care less about your status, your wealth, or any of your mental mess. No one gives a fuck. So keep that shit to yourself. Learn a thing or two about stealth. Do something for your soul and forget myths of mental health. Let them drug you up and you'll just give up against demons. Smoke bombs for long enough and you'll literally stop dreaming. Mary Jane is a goddess, so try not to abuse her. Woman is a dominant of her species, so you aim to amuse her, please her, and respect her, despite her own confusion. Though liberated, she's still manipulated by illusion. Everyone wants to capitalise on being unskilled and lazy, but the girls gone wild culture, it never ceases to amaze me. I'm all for real expressions of female sexuality, but there's so much of it on TV and far less in reality. Being sexy does not mean getting naked for money, or making a badge of honour out of the Playboy bunny. Being cool and confident is different to cocky and arrogant, like it's different not giving a fuck and just plain being ignorant.
Fuck me dead if I'm a lion.
Today's a day that the bankers come undone at long last, so the agenda moves fast to erase all of the past. The empire keeps on morphing, adjusting names and the dates to keep these weak souls without control of their fates. The banks own our bodies, so we work to pay the interest. Look at our birth certificates as receipts for our existence. Sadly, this isn't a metaphor, analogy, nor fiction. That's where it's all going. You won't like my predictions. I could say us winning, but that shit's participatory. Each man is his chance to play his part in this story. Each woman is her chance to be about more than women's rights. Children grow up to be more than blacks, yellows or whites if they're not indoctrinated with an agenda of division. And if people teach their children instead of the television, people might just wake up and pass on the message to another one, and then on to another one, and so on, and so on. Beware of that trend that seems like a cool new friend, cause all that shit that's swallowed up is just proof of the end. You wanna talk to me about artificial intelligence then? When entertainment's already as plastic as Barbie or Ken? When pop music's manufactured, as with Hollywood actors, porn gives unrealistic expectations to us fat slack cunts. Now much intelligence is manipulated by the images you view. Basically what is meant by monkey see, monkey do.
And fuck me dead if I'm a lion.
So all the kids out there swallowing this artificial crap, and even the ones who try their hardest to resist the claptrap, they fall victim to deception and intelligence infection, and treated for depression for not getting answers to questions. The truth is there for those who seek it. Don't deprive your child. The kids could change shit if they felt so inclined. It's these mixed up mongrel children who could destroy the division. It's a long fucked up history of man's internal collision. I don't care how fucking white you are or how fucking black you are. Your DNA's laced with conflict and time won't turn back so far. I think at the end of the game, man, we'll be born without a name and enslaved one and all without anyone left to blame. Jews, cathos, blacks, rednecks, they all point the finger at each other. Science versus religion, men versus women. Most of them miss the real division and the amount of provision in the separation of class that's involved with capitalism. It ain't just the way that it is, the shit was made like that. And if you think that I'm talking shit, go for yourself and suss the facts. The only war throughout time that was not orchestrated, it continues on to this day. And said war is on information. Intelligence is a snake that raped a tree to make a human. So tune the fuck in, educate yourself and your children. Cause while they divide and conquer, we divide and plunder. You think Americans arrogant dumb fucks? Hey, not like us down under. Hey, we're the grouse. Glass houses, people, cause the day-to-day stupidity that I confront is enough to make a cunt give up on ever giving a fuck. Cause you can be an accountant or lawyer and still be a dumb fuck. I've met wise junkies and jarheads that were just down on their luck. The difference between a genius and a lunatic, it appears, is the genius achieves his greatness owing to many years of indoctrination and conformity. The lunatic is a minority. He educates himself and he learns the real story. He respects the animal within and the forces that drive him. But he's dangerous to the agenda, so they have to demonise him. But now it's time you pick a side. What's it gonna be, truth or lies? As the battle lines are drawn on earth, so too in the skies.
They are diabolical ones who understood that. And therefore the battle began to lower the frequency and keep the frequency of music, sound, thought, and energy vibrating on extremely low levels. And that's the war that we're fighting. People gotta stop thinking we're just fighting a physical war. We're fighting a spiritual war.
These wandering souls develop despite various distractions. The thorough analysis of that which traps us in inaction. Don't question the force that makes the pen move, stun a day press. While a man writing checks brings us for sacrificial death. So spare me like Isaac from the whack bullshit replacements. Hear me petitioning these gods, summoning the spaceships. Earth due for rebirth, best guess is death will be the cleanser. As we stand at the gate, it's at your own risk that you may enter. And when the council convene, reality is largely unseen. Smoke a few more Broncos and play no part in the machine. Bar the poison and a punt to make a cunt out of a bloke. So dualistic that I've forgotten what's serious and what's a joke. But there ain't a damn thing wrong with me, that's a matter of national security. The nation shouldn't be insecure cause we see through its lunacy. The nation's the one with the guns, the evil and the wealth. And now gone are the days that I can say at least I have my health. I know that something watches, one plotting, one protecting. More overriders and performers, those producing and directing. And I can't see any things possibly laced with stardust. Can't trust my eyes on my mind, so hearing this figure is a must. No time for us to lose, so there's now and there's too late. Either do something, wait, procrastinate or activate. Make some preparations, get some rest and try recuperate. Lost in information, fate forever tempted by hate. And while the truth is that infinite love's the only real truth, I don't need books or lectures to give you this proof. I write verses like essay, self and ego, battle for supremacy. Shifting it back to these words to control the flow of energy. Let some soul back into me while mine's in many pieces. Shattered by squatters and tenants from overstaying their leases. And while I rebuild, there are those that are passing me the bricks. And there are those that try to destroy the shit before I can even fix it. So I can barely coexist while most persist to be a hindrance. This dualistic nature sees most submit to their own dominance. So I can no longer help this. My stance is re-solidifying. Negative vibes keep rising and all hope keeps dying. And I ain't even trying. There is either do or do not. And I haven't got a lot of skill left, but mate, I'll drop you what I got. I didn't rock to make friends to win a popularity contest. I didn't come here to make enemies or to profess to be the best. Just to get the shit off my chest and expel these demons from my heart. Test the common perception and tear official stories apart. Then I'll learn to keep my mouth shut for extended periods of time. And I won't make any of these statements unless they happen to rhyme. Hearts get broken by females and then they get broken by goddesses. And all petty stresses mean nothing when a man breaks and confesses. Harp strip, wings clip, falling deep, I gain intensity. Host united with entity as we increase the intensity. Giving clues to the identity demonstrates polarity of duality. This is not insanity, it's a moment of devastating clarity. Bipolar's a true reality, so I'll meet you at the equator. Centered within the pineal gland, connected to my creator. These wandering souls develop despite diabolical distractions, relying on feeling rather than well-thought actions. I could have been a genius, but I walked the path of lunacy. But there's really nothing wrong with me that's a matter of national security. Material spinning so fast as rapidly gaining density, strengthening, solidifying, increasing in intensity.
We're fighting the war of the unseen. There are those who understand who we are and how we vibrate and how that vibration, because when things move, if I drop a quarter into a rock in the water and it starts to ripple, that ripple goes all the way throughout the ocean.
There were some lines that expressed your philosophy. I don't know if you remember them or not.
I remember that. I said, this is what it is, okay? I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Drifting through the endless ocean with the waves consciousness. All is well. I have returned to Earth. Unbelievable. It's pretty good out there. There ain't no point in saying how dope shit is, because words can't express. I'm just sorting through this head mess, trying to care less without being careless with this rarest of forms. This weather storms, survive droughts, just to find out what it's all about. And I no longer search extensively, I just look into the leads that this life is presenting me. The vibe sent to me to make me act instinctively, and I don't want to die until I achieve invincibility, and so I coast. From day to day, staying toasted, trying to stay sober, stay sane, and stay posted to my family and my friends, and the real hip-hop heads, and detached from that media machine that tears my heart to shreds, and angries up the blood and sends shudders through the soul. The whole time mental and physical fitness is my goal, so fuck all that's detrimental to my quest, as simple as that may be. There's so much complexity in the way they try to play me and you for fools, serving all this shit that's bad for us, inventing shit to think for us, a gigantic chorus, making us feel ugly and inadequate to sell us even more bullshit we don't need at 3 AM if they can convince us we're unfit. So buy it and keep aspiring for what those pop stars possess. Remember, we live in times of constant terrorist threats. No doubt I'll still search for something real with some substance, something without bullshit attachments to public opinion, cause I don't give a fuck. Just don't give a fuck and still don't give a fuck about a thing outside my affairs. I try my luck at the tab and nowhere else. Everything's lovely for rapid moments, how sweet, how brief. Please don't let it cease, good grief. Listen like a thief to these flow like Stony Creek from Westgate throughout the west. It's putrid at best, and like me don't rest in its quest that like mine is not bound by definition with set path. And so I slowly travel.
Yo, we try to unravel through life's mysteries, dealing with the Stripe Express for the West every night. The sights I see may not be lovely, but I'll continue to fight against these cunts who try to smother me, telling us how we should be on every network. Like Mr. T's a fucking song machine expert. It makes my head hurt to see how many victims of this bullshit they're feeding us. I won't digest it, I'll stay cold like the machinery that fills this area. The only greenery we see is chop, but somehow we still create real hip-hop, but it may be too late. Fuck, I hope not, so I'll smoke lots, drink bots and get wasted. Rock mics, keep it tight with all types of races. Fight the faces that control us and try to mold us. I'm getting the money back for the crap that you sold us. For years you rolled us, telling us we're under threat, making us hate each other. Surprised the world hasn't gone under yet, but now you can place your bets for when will be the death of the human race.
Don't fret, keep moving, cause it's bound to end. Life's depressing, but I'm glad I found a sound to lend your ears. Everyone's in fear and waiting for someone to say what we all wanna fucking hear. It should be clear, we all wanna fit in, whether it's cash, music, or religion. We all want something, all wanna believe in some higher power, but I think we're getting deceived. One way or another, you can be a powerful cunt, and at the drop of a hat, still end up in the gutter. And I ain't got the answers to lead the cattle, and so I travel.
If I were the man with the money, I probably would have my own worry of whether or not the acceptance would be there. But that's all right, because if you honestly express yourself, it doesn't matter, see?
For music lovers everywhere. Fuck hip hop. Right, mic check. Can we hit it with a quip? Yeah. Alright. Let me paint the scenery of what this music can mean to me and how it affects a human being unaware of what it's saying. Can't translate all it's hearing, so we respond with base feeling. And in a poisonous world, the tunes are good for the healing. But the shit they are dealing ain't good enough nearly. It's just soulless and exploitive, cause it's manufactured clearly. Music amplified by mics that haven't been around that long. In a world formed by music that have been destroyed by song. The secret sequence of notes, manipulated chemicals and gases to combine, forming this sphere and keeps it spinning on its axis. The home God's consciousness, this a rarely bear witness. One only sees this upon submission to an out-of-vehicle experience. Hip-hop's just the avenue to the music that I write to. And these poems are my crusade for each of you stays true. Do this every time we're feeling well, then what's the point of it? If you got a mind of your own, then rock to my joint with it. And leave your ego at the door and wear your heart on your sleeve. Connect to this section of the collective, or you may as well leave. Many around us now learning that sun listens to our yearning, plotting the strippers of the souls we're rightfully earning. We'll get the best of these clowns and we'll throw down some soul on all the slave children to take back what their master stole or acquired by deception. Music's our greatest weapon. Just ask Michael Jackson, Tupac or John Lennon. They all went to heaven through to what they believed in. Bob, Jimmy, Guru, they each had one to deceive him. If they can't kill an artist's chances of expressing the truth, they'll just kill them off for real and destroy all the proof. We sample rhythm and blues, funk, soul and orchestral. My soul develops on a page for those artists that came natural. And add homage to artists' names right from collective memory, who laid down foundations and became his creation's enemy. No respect from kids poisoned by iTunes or MTV, fucked over by record companies owning their intellectual property. Wound up in poverty, stripped of all sovereignty along the path. I wrote this so the soul they gave returned to them at last. Fuck the paper, they can rape you, but they can't break your spirit. Music industry's a devil's playground, but no one wants to hear it. And that industry cannot control the home if we don't let it. Cause when the cosmos sings a song, you bet there's no chance we'll forget it. Let me get lost in these drums and connect with the spirit of sound so I can show it respect. Let me play within the confines of 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll let you keep acting out the plot if I can write the score. Whoa, what is it good for? And then what's the point of battling? Is it the sound of the djembe or the snake's tail rattling? It's the ever-present rainbow serpent driven by beats. Festivities begin when it and the cosmic womb meets. Sound vibrates the straight society, sheds the skin to begin another spin of life's record before it's time to pull the pin. While many are going out swinging, I'm going out singing. While sound is on my side, I'm resisting tyranny they're bringing. So give it on up for music. One more time of feeling. You might download it for nothing, but you ain't the one stealing. Each note and chords within you and every other in between. Compositions presented by one man exist in every human being. It's time for me to roll along and cruise to a different tempo. Starting a bit more slow than this lung torch and flow. And watch this aural glow transform, colour, shape, emotion. And watch the waves that we're creating go all throughout the ocean.
Beethoven had his critics too, Keith. See if you can name 3 of them. That's right, you can't.
With this quest almost completed, many fail to see the progress, as I reject the minor stress of many a minor process. This honesty will climb higher than the words of any liar, yet this honesty is consumed by the minds of every buyer. I'm gonna tell you straight up, this shit here, it didn't cost much. This product's possible due to things like loyalty and such. And these days I'm out of touch with most things that you can speak of. I'm climbing up this mountain which I may never reach the peak of. So what's the next challenge? Wherein does the next secret hide? To which destination within the collective imagination do we ride? Where the hell is Route 5 on this map of stellar roadways? Some know locations are gateways, while most are lost all their days, hiding from God's sun rays, still opting for seclusion in caves, and spending our lives waiting just to be put into our graves. Well, I'm all about breaking trend and the destruction of convention, and the big one sprouting out of the older seed of dissension. The time is nigh, I don't believe it, I know it because I've seen it. The slate of mankind's a mess, and the gods are all about to clean it. So many probably put me on a weirdo, and that just suits me to a T. But when men learn to embrace slavery, that's weird to me. So I'll submit the drums and melody and give up what it wants from me. A poem, a body movement, or just to sit and listen quietly. She knows how to reach each from the top to the bottom, but mother music's dying now from being neglected and forgotten. So smoke 'em if you got 'em, cause reality will follow her. While beings of empty minds step up from a hollow earth, the robotic universe in a world that can be auto-tuned is where we're all at now with the current tunes being consumed. And it don't end at chart music or the popular sound. You cunts who can't break through, so call yourselves underground, or perhaps worse for promoting your shit as alternative music. That only suggests that the mainstream actually bump music. Go check the frequency, you ain't getting any real energy. Nothing can distract you from your own sexuality. So that's all that it needs, a charge of sex and a tempo akin to your heart rate, so as to block out your mental faculties. In steps me a whole bunch of times for your mind. Don't be scared now, confidence is what I'm out to find. And perhaps a little anger from the unsuspecting punters who still can't understand why so many are disgruntled. Let's alleviate the strain from those who carry the weight. I can see yous out there with the facts that you contemplate. The thinking man responds to the individual stimulus received by each throughout his life. So when you rap for us, I'm hearing the work of poets in a dumbed down parlance. I'm hearing overstimulation, and I'm hearing how you got this. You either say it or you be it, the wise words of a stranger. There's many other ways to convey this, but I'm sure there is no danger of you getting the message twisted. Hip-hop's full of shit, this ain't no different. You take it or you leave it, and choose whether or not you believe it. Accumulate information even if you have to thieve it. But being without belief will leave one open to knowledge. And what one believes and what one knows, mate, they're two separate follies. One's creatively imagined, the other logically rationalised. So if I'm wrong about anything, I would not be surprised. But if I'm right, I ain't superhuman, I ain't even normal human. I'm the early appearance of the Homo luminous children, the custodians of this planet for the age of Aquarius. So goodbye Homo sapien, and may your gods take care of yous.
What I object to is you automatically treat me like an inferior. Well, I am king. Oh, king, eh? Very nice. And how do you get that, eh? By exploiting the workers. By hanging on to outdated imperialist dogma which perpetuates the economic and social differences in our society.
Truth. See how many still say it. Love. See how many still feel it. Liberty. Let's see how many still want it. I've got all that narcissistic demonstration out of my system. I'm ready for a real confrontation. And while I defy description, I've got the meaning of existence and knowledge of self in my armoury. No words can express in its entirety the recipe for harmony. But I've heard enough about you blokes and your self-glorified presence. Mere and unrealised strength and self-imposed ignorance. You can do this, you can be this, believe this, we have this. Fuck what the rest of the world says, mate, I'm still down to share this. You can go out and hoard it, and you can lord it over others. But it ain't about mine or yours and your sisters and your brothers. But if you have to keep on playing that, then you should understand the facts. The confines of the competition you're in are parliamentary acts. Plus human psychology, which statue continues to control through the media, banks, hospitals, school and the dole. So if that's how you gotta roll, and submit mind, body and soul to the machine, the system, the regime, and be a part of the whole. It's what most do in vain just to get a sense of oneness, disconnected from those of different faiths, status or skin colours. No relationship with celestial bodies or a place in the animal kingdom. Fear of other worlds and dimensions is weird species called human that keeps on trying to convince itself that it's a supreme being, while about 1% of reality is all that it's seen. We turn thoughts into matter through vibration and friction. So know that there is no spoon and the Jedi is not fiction. Stop open, stop wishing, start believing what you know, and move with the truth and then keep it going when you start flowing. With all the hate, and let's keep hip-hop as a vehicle to freedom, which means killing the ignorance quick and laying down the guns. I've learned to use these words as weapons. Thus, I've learnt lessons on how to use these words to heal, to build and to count blessings. Right here, I'll put it into effect and I'll direct the current wisely, and I'll connect with the intellect of the few who can decide decipher me. I ain't about patronising anybody. Sorry if you've that impression. It's my truth, and every page I write's a written confession. And the beat, if I let it, will take me deeper into stranger directions throughout my psyche. But it should cause us no danger, cause while I speak my mind on tracks, the mind, that ain't me. It's just a representation of the self that we call personality. Consciousness is nothing linear. See how they think they keep me aligned? Coincidence can be peculiar, but it can't be trivialised for mine. I'm here to try shit, I'm here to walk the earth and to get into adventures. We are curious beings and I'm looking behind the curtains of magicians. You may have been put on earth to teach or to heal or to police, but you can know nothing in this life. The matter is on lease. So agree upon collectiveness and ask why are we all doing this? Reach to live just to die, struggling to make some Jews rich. The same question though, why does the man with the money need more? And why is he gonna trick you into believing that you chose to be poor? Something's not cricket here and more of us have sussed it. Now if you can hear your ticker, I suggest that you trust it. There's only as much freedom as you can imagine is possible. And the restriction of our true ability is fucked up and horrible. You don't want to know what you're missing, like hits and music. You don't want to know how much evil exists because you choose it. If only you knew just how strong you truly were beneath that mask, you'd stop trying to rate yourself and you might bring yourself to task. You want it all but you can't have it. It's in your face but you can't grab it. And I can't solve your riddles for you, so just follow the white rabbit. You might want to hurry up and find it though, cause time's sort of limited. Fuck your clocks and your calendars for all those who know what time it is. Deliverance is a hand for all the ugly and discarded, for all the bent spines, warped minds and broken hearted. This ain't no game, no longer can I met your conditions with good humour. So your egotistical rap, I'll check much later and no sooner. This perspective, the subject of rumour, a delicate issue. Papa, he wants you as a consumer and mama won't miss you. Anything she can do to remove the weeds and to protect the better seeds. My head's full of dying leaves from the poison the papa feeds. Mama, please save me. She said we're gonna have to work together. How you're gonna treat me is how I'm gonna return the favour through the weather. In the micro and the macro, the cosmos needs us to activate. You and I must put Big Brother in line and remind him of his place. No longer should he manipulate the time and space she creates. And deliverance is at hand for each of her children who relates. But time, it never waits, and the key elements are these three: truth, love, liberty. They're the unholy trinity. So sounding evil and angry, they remind me of Christians and Muslims, and particularly the leaders of said religions. So fuck belief systems, live a life that defies description, and drop the narcissism if you plan to get out of this prison. Stop hoping, stop wishing, and start training for the showdown, cause it's all about to go down. In mental warfare, I will throw down. Once you get the lowdown on existence and knowledge of self in your armoury, you might find truth, love, and liberty are the base ingredients for harm.
Shut up! Will you shut up? Oh, now we see the violence inherent in the system. Shut up! Come and see the violence inherent in the system! Help! Help! I'm being repressed! Bloody peasant! Oh, what a giveaway. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, eh? That's what I'm on about. Did you see him repressing me? You saw it, didn't you?
Okay. One more time with feeling. I can't deal with reality, but really who the fuck can? And who knows which is the correct belief system? As humans, we're fundamentally flawed. We defy nature, nature defies us in return. We argue over our creator. We all want to be healthier and stronger for longer. And as individuals, we wonder if we're worth our spot on Earth. The population increases rapidly, resources dwindle, and we just keep consuming as politicians riddle. Low-income Australians are living above their means. Rich cunts worship aliens and propaganda's on the screens. Media and music moguls want you to feel ugly and poor, depressed, anxious, the whole time with their hand in your wallet. I won't cop it, just stop it, cause if this world is ending, I'm cashing in too off these genuine messages I'm sending. Human beings are bending the rules of nature worldwide, and as a result, the tide, desert and mountains will collide. Men have sacrificed nations to save themselves through the times. Millionaires get fines, we're in prison for crimes. Crimes involving artistic expression or preservation of life. But when the streets are safe to walk, gun, I won't need a knife. But while the poor peeps are fiending, there will always be thieving. Get your shit took, you rich dog, you fucking best believe it. Cause you got enough to spare, this is best for us both. Honestly man, if you share, it'll help you out the most. See Mr. Greedy, the more you have, that means the less I do. And it means that there's more needy and that there's also less of you. And you might have a lot of money, but the poor have an army. And should its potential be realised, and you can no longer harm me. There's just so many of us that Mother Nature is killing us. The world ends next week and Telstra's still billing us. Mother Nature's indiscriminate and Armageddon's imminent. So it's just important I've been a good bloke, and
to you?
I will moon for you. Know which I prefer.
You think they're all idiots, don't you?
What, you mean the rest of the universe? Basically, yes, I do.
But they're kind and brave and strong, and I love them.
Good. But that won't save you.
Not bullshit. I'm talking about my life. I can't seem to get that through to you. I'm not just talking about one person, I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about form. I'm talking about content. I'm talking about interrelationships. I'm talking about God, the devil, hell, heaven. Do you understand? Finally!
We are bored. We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money, and that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks, and it's not just a question of individual survival, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no? See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished, and that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now, and that from now on there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing, and there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet.
In one physical model of the universe, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line in the opposite direction, Danny. Unbelievable. Thank you very little.
Right now I got the word out. Right now I got the word out.
I've lost my identity. I found my place in reality. I speak from the gallows, and I speak it with clarity. It's a place within society that I can comfortably operate. It's my freedom for security, which here I used to create. And while I spent time developing, I avoided too much hip-hop. I tried to work myself out, and what the fuck my point is. I spent years writing wordplays without any point to speak of. I learned to put my heart in these lines, and I may never reach the peak of this mountain of evidence that I've drawn up in my residence towards the relevance of the outcasts, misfits, and the peasants. We are the real people. I've seen it from another dimension. Polar shift coincides with an uprise of dissension. There's no prevention possible. Violence is more than probable, but if we're capable of cooperating, the dogs will find that horrible. The numbers, they can't kill everyone, but we need unity without a one-world government, and that there is the conundrum. I guess I'm out of touch, but I am never disengaged, and I can surely tell you shit that could have you enraged. No gimmicks, nothing staged, I'm a traffic information. So a shout out to the DJ who played this on their station. But I probably say cunt too much, and like I said, I'm out of touch. I don't give a fuck about radio play or Bound on Earth by the Jace. I'm down for messages, meanings, and delivery of these dreamings materialised by the fire through the ether. It all makes sense now. It's truly all about the boomhouse. Fuck the English language, I'm gonna rock these rhymes in Dinglish. Fuck rap and its politics, I've no interest in the shit. When you live by the lyric, all justice becomes poetic. Live instead of exist, and then if the pain persists, know that you can't receive shit with a pair of clenched fists. The more that anything resists, the fitter and stronger it grows. And the causes of effects are what each wise man knows. Now I got the word out. Now
I got the word out.
This track goes out to the cunt who just sped up when I was crossing the road. Hope you got there in time, buddy.
My lyrical abilities stripping beyond the norm when I perform. The system splits in three.
I will rock this time around just as I did once before and capitalise on energetic exchanges right here once more. I am not the Queen's property. Get off of me. There is nothing that you can offer me that could end up stopping me. We override your hierarchy and see through your oligarchy, which you call a monarchy in a capitalist democracy. We will not fade, perish, disappear or lose. We are awakening now to our ability to choose something you can't remove. We now prove these facts because we know who is responsible for your terrorist acts. Humanity's in denial, half asleep and hearing voices. So if truth cramps your style, reevaluate your choices.
Don't be obsessed with your desires, Danny. The Zen philosopher Basho once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute. And a donut with no hole is a Danish." He's a funny guy.
Boys, you should have seen that. Who's watching? Does anybody see me? How's the view? Is that God finally answering? Mate, what am I to do? Give me a clue. Who are you? Show me a way through illusions. I can't handle all this theory. I need to draw some conclusions. I know somebody sees this, all the dopeness and the crook shit. I've certainly done enough of both, but this ain't on some silk shit. I don't care if it looks shit, so go and perceive it as you will. Cause what we refer to as God is so misunderstood still. 6 billion people fail to understand who they themselves are. So think what you will of me, but don't pretend to say you're guiding star. The truth hurts, and resistance will only make it grow stronger. Inevitably more painful until you lie to yourself no longer. People special to me occasionally look to me for words of solace, but only lies can comfort. I'm all about being honest. Your truth is always true whether you believe in it or not. When material does not matter, truth is all that you've got. And it's true you're slowly but surely evolving into a robot, and you'll be haunted by the truth that you conveniently forgot. You don't think you're being watched? Ain't it the man upstairs, the evil eye of Lucifer? CCTV, anyone who cares? That's why you did it. That's why you submit to those things. Because I guess that it means you're relevant if anything is watching. But we didn't give in to gods, devils or government authority. Ultimately we live and die under the scrutiny of you and of me. So now I'm the one who's sorry, because I plan to stick around for the end. I'm going to go down with this ship even if you won't, my friends. They're going to offer you your soul and eternity in paradise. I'm going to keep trying to set you free, even if you fail to realise the prison bars can't be seen by human eyes, and the cells are getting smaller. I'll keep on showing you how the tales are getting taller. That's me in the corner, avoiding the spotlight. Losing my religion and finding the will to fight and trying to make this as contagious as a feeling can be. But I can't look you in the eye because you're stealing from me. You take these words without a fee or a hint of responsibility. Your jurisdiction was destroyed by the entertainment industry. Social networking media killed your communication skills. The war on terror destroyed your desire for thrills and chills. Occupational health and safety convinced you not to take risks. And the television persuaded you that's how the world is. Your friends and your family then dragged you into consensus. Your attachment to others has now rendered you defenseless. So you can think that you're tough either mentally or physically, but to even think such a thought is contradictory. I'm gonna aim for strength spiritually and defeat my invisible enemies. If you want some truth, mate, then you can come and find me. So I waste far too much energy loving you when you don't. You either don't know how to love yourself or just won't. And I mean love yourself, not the ramblings of your ego. Talk to the id kid and find out anything you need know. Your brain has been washed and left on the line to dry, and the signs up in the sky might show you the time to die. You may not know it yet, but you're actually choosing your death. If I said you chose to live, would you then value your breath? I don't want to be a human, an animal's already been done. I know the life of a tree, needing number, water and sun. In all honesty, I feel alien. I've got sympathy for the Nephilim, no longer walking through this muck unaware of what I'm trekking in. Don't speak of disbelief, then fire weapons from trenches. Life's one big game and I'm here scoring off the benches. Sidelines treated blind, but I've stepped down from the crowd. In the fourth quarter I'll take the field and make these spectators proud. Some of which are here to see, most are home by the TV, waiting for a revolutionary man to set them free. That man is me, me is you, you is we, and we is here. And we will not go away until we can live without fear. Until reality's made clear, until we hear our mother crying. And I'll stop speaking truth the day that you all stop lying. Until evil starts dying, I'll stop trying to buy my silence. I'll keep teaching self-defense in this world of mental violence. You may not believe it, so you can take it or you can leave it. But my sanity's well earned while you forever try to thieve it. Reality, you grieve it, too weak now to embrace it. So stay forever wasted, so you may never have to face it. The poison was first tasted as a toddler in the lounge room, and you've been bombarded by its messages from the womb until the tomb. But you will never see the signs without symbol recognition, and you won't seek relevance unless you make that decision. But I'm off the champion, the truth, something you won't see on the news. But rest easy, you little children, cause your television's watching you.